Hello, I'm Adam from Market Life, and welcome to the free video for September 16th, 2020. So we're checking in today on our index short setup. And I also want to kind of just give you a little bit of insight what we're thinking about on this day in the market. So this is Wednesday the 16th we're talking about. The FOMC report comes out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, New York time. Now, this is not a game of where we're trying to figure out what the Fed is going to do with rates. That's pretty clear. What could move the market could be even seemingly insignificant language in the comments. You know, they come out with some notes about things they were talking about, and sometimes the market can respond more than you would think to those things. So it is very normal to see some volatility when that report comes out. Don't be surprised. That volatility also usually goes in two ways before it picks a direction. That's kind of the typical action after the report. Is the report comes out, market makes a big move in one direction, and that's wrong, and then goes the other way, and that's also wrong, and then does a little bit of back and forth before it ends up picking one of those directions and may trend into the close. Of course, you know, it's hard to trade that. But back in the day when I was a very active intraday trader, there were all kinds of ways we could trade around that. And you were taking on some risk, but you know, sometimes there were some very, very good trades. But what we're talking about now is the big picture short on the daily chart. I'm going to flip over here to the 24-hour futures just because I think it's a little bit clearer. And I just want to point out that what we have been watching is action around this 3,400 level. You might remember I said roughly this 3,400 and it's kind of a zone, you know, it's this area 3,400, 3,420, somewhere in that area. As long as we are below that level, and of course it becomes a problem when we're at that level, right? As long as we're below that level, it would be pretty clearly bearish. If we were here, it'd be pretty clearly bearish. If we were clearly above that level, it would be very bullish. So if we made headway this week up here, I would say it would be bullish. We're neutral. So because we're hanging out around this level, let me clear my lines so you can see, we're still consolidating in the bottom part of that range. It still has the potential for a short, but there's absolutely no reason to be short here. We want to be clear about that. Your trigger for a short is something like entering under Monday's close. And go back and look. I'm not going to bore you with all the comments again. Go back and look on my previous video on the index short, because that'll talk about how to manage the trade. But just wanted to check in on that. It's a little bit, you know, sometimes we see a setup and then the market sits there for a few days and people wonder, oh, what's going on? Part of the discipline of trading is being patient with entries, and this is one of those times. And by the way, we may not get it. We may just trade to the upside tomorrow, and that could erase any potential for the setup for the entry. But that's also okay, because look what happened. We had a potential short entry. Nothing triggered, no trade, no loss. We were wrong. And being able to be wrong in the market and walk away with no loss, that's one kind of a win, right? Okay, that's all we have. If this video is helpful, give us a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, tell everyone you know. It's very, very helpful. More people see these videos, the more videos we can make for you. So appreciate any help you can give us, getting the word out. Very much appreciated. And give me a follow on Twitter too, at Adam H. Grimes. I have a blog coming out later this week you might want to keep an eye out for, and I will announce it on Twitter at Adam H. Grimes.